Good morning, everyone. Did anyone get an email today? Guess we have no Raleigh today. Do you know that, Roger? Okay, I did not. Gotcha. Well, that's all right. Thanks, Jill. Thank you, Pedro. Thanks, Bob. Donald, how are you? Thank you, Jesse. Well, Bolt's coming up. Vix is coming down. Could be bottoming out, or they could just be squeezing in a few trades before they go to lunch. We'll find out soon enough. Yeah, Raleigh's on vacation. He's better than fine. He's on his wedding anniversary. Is your TC 2000 back up? Like TC 2000 is back up. Well, it was getting up there, Sean. Bird in hand's better than two in the bush. So took it. In case what happened today happens where it gets up to the high, gets slapped down, right back to the 8 tick. So can always buy it again. Absolutely. Hey, Tony. We'll be getting started in just a few minutes, folks. Keep looking at that's that's the spot. You're right. Spy's having a tough time. Sure. It's been a very funny, Sean. Yeah, the market's been odd. So I actually had somebody email and ask me why we didn't go long yesterday. And the simple answer was because the Vold wasn't going up. The Vold was going kind of sideways, but making lower highs and lower lows. So trending overall to the downside. So we kept playing the short. Yeah, market, it hasn't. We've taken pretty textbook setups the last couple days, and the market's just been spitting them out. Yeah, a lot of news, a lot of earnings. Mark says ACP, what makes a likely move up or down? Price and volume. So they'll move as more data comes through the day. Morning, Susan. Brian, good morning. James.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let me turn on my camera. There it is. Oh, I do look different with my haircut. That's good. I like that. How come the room is so light, Matt? Is it
I
because
don't
it's
know.
dead of summer, or is it because nobody likes us anymore? The reasons could be multiple.
That's right.
Usually we have more people in here this morning. Let's see. Nobody got a, oh yeah, there was an announcement here. There was an announcement there. And there was an announcement there. Maybe it's just because it's early. I don't know. Good morning, everybody. Good morning or good afternoon. We got Richard, we got Harold, we got Kevin, we got Steve, we got C. Fazio, we got Edward, we got SJ, we got Krish. Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. I don't even know what it is anymore, depending on where you're at. All right. We got Willard here. We got Ronnie. We got Lisa. We got Mike says I put a channel alert on Vold. At the bottom, notice when you're within the channel. All right. Outside, the seems to trend better. Jill, good morning. Peter, good morning. Sean, if context not in room, AZP have been riding waves and reversing, but hate trading opposite direction. Thank you, Sean. Jesse, how are you? Brendan, how are you? Thanks, Brendan. Lisa, I didn't see the email from 4 hours ago. 4 hours ago? I don't know what we're talking about. I send a telegrams all day long. I don't know about emails. Hey, Rihanna. Hey, Krish. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. If you're on YouTube, good day. Kathy says Kana is teaching. Oh, that's maybe why. That could be it. That could be it. Cyrus, Mary, David, everyone made money on AMD and took the day off. If you guys made money on AMD, of course you made money on AMD this morning, let me know. I learn a lot when post-mortem on all your Alpha Zone trades, whether I take them or not. I cannot figure out why you took the SPY trade at 10:32 this morning. Matt, do you want to explain to him?
Sure.
Go ahead. Why don't you explain to him? Explain to him.
Well, we had two areas where we are likely to bottom out. Yesterday's high or close around that area, and we did start to consolidate there. Um, and then we failed very sharply, so we stopped out. And then the second place would be the 8-day EMA. The only reason we're not taking a trade right now is it's over lunch. So you had two options or two likely options. Tried the first one, it failed. We'll probably try the second one. And if you look at the Volt, it's not going down. ADD is still nowhere. It's actually almost at zero on the day. So and we've been very one-sided. We're not likely to continue being one-sided. So there's just no firepower behind the move.
You guys see, I only post like a fraction of the testimonials, but you guys see we get a lot of testimonials. But here's what I wanted to show you. That's not what I was talking about. Here's what I wanted to show you. This morning at 8:50, while we were live in the morning show, we had about 600 something people there. It was about 8:50 in the morning, and I said we're too far away from the 8-day EMA. We need to cool off before going higher. Only 48% of stocks in Nasdaq trading above the 250-day moving average. That's at 8:50. Guess what? Look, see this line? See the arrow? Do you see that? Do you see this? That's all I need to. Don't really need to say a lot. Look at this. Look at the timestamp. Uh, and then now look at this. It's a miracle, I tell you. It's a miracle. It's pretty cool, right? Then you attempt to display. Probably showing versus. All right. Um, I think because I'm showing my screen, not Matt. That's why. All right. So just wanted to show you pace to come into the room. So everybody got out of KView. Nobody lost money on KView. Some people made money on KView. Some KVUE. Some people made money on. Everybody made money on AMD, and people were happy. Everybody was happy. I see people are very, very happy around here. I don't see any complaints. Um, all right. Now, with that said, today we're going to talk about. Remember a few days ago, we talked a few days ago about the last few days, we talked about building a hot list. And then yesterday I started talking about now that we have a hot list, where are we positioned? Where are we looking at? What are we looking to do? Um, Thank you, Brett. Matt, you'll have to do Raleigh's job and repost today. Would you please do that? Testimonials?
Mm.
Thank you. So the next question is, where do we go from here? What's the next part? Well, now we have our hit list, and I'm going to give you those. I'm going to give you those stocks right now. We're going to go through those stocks, and then we're going to go through how I confirm those stocks using the Pro Trader dashboard and how I'm looking, engaging at the SPY in real time, and the type of setups I trade. Okay. And if I did not say good morning to everybody, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome, welcome, welcome. By the way, I'm going through some issues this morning. I'll tell you about them really quickly before we get started. So, personal note: don't ever buy a car first year of production. This is already the second problem I'm having. I bought the X3 BMW. I buy the new BMW every 3 years, SUV for myself. Although I don't even know why I'm buying an SUV. My kids are all grown. But nonetheless, I buy the SUV. My wife drives the 550. I drive I leave my house today. I go around the corner. Yeah, I know, Mike. I know. Thanks, Sean. And he's on his wedding anniversary till Monday or Tuesday. So, and it says, "Do you want to update?" There's an update. I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I want to update." Oh, it turns my car off. Oh, it'll restart in 20 minutes. I'm like, "What the?" So, luckily, my wife was around the corner. She lent me her car. My car is getting towed to the dealership. And a month ago, the panel, the side panel, the lock that opens it just popped out. So I am really upset at BMW. I've been buying BMWs for over 25 years, actually now. Yeah, over 25 years, and I've never had problems like this. So nah, I'll never buy that. It looks like I don't want to even say anything nasty about that Cybertruck. I don't like it at all. But anyways, I think Jeffrey has one actually. Anyways, my BMW is my favorite car. I've driven BMWs. That's all we buy. I don't even go to the dealership anymore. And I'm having trouble with my car. I had a Lexus before. I've bought a Lexus. I've had a really good experience with the Lexus. I had that little convertible, the LS convertible, whatever it is, the Roadster, the 70s, 60s looking one back in the day, about 20 years ago. I had one of those. I had a great experience with that. I liked it more than my 911 actually. 911 was too small for me. I'm about 5'10", 5'10 and a half. It's too small for me. Good for ladies. So I don't know. I'm just disappointed. So then get this. Then I come into the office, right? And TC2000 is not working. And I use Thinkorswim, and I use TC2000. So TC2000 is not working. So finally it started working. So I had a little bit of God only knows what this morning. Just I'm telling you, what is it? What do they say? What's that? The stars. What are we in right now, Matt?
Oh,
The
Mercury in retrograde.
Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde. Yeah, Mercury retrograde. But even with that, we managed to take a profit on AMD and we managed to take a profit on TVU. Just weird stuff, guys. Weird stuff. But see, the problem is all this stuff makes me lose focus and distracts me. And it makes me lose my flow. And I have a very set flow that I follow. I have my TC 2000 here, I have this here, anyway, I don't even know why I'm telling you all this. But I've had really good experiences with Lexuses. I've tried buying Mercedes twice in the last 25 years. They're back in the day, they were my favorite cars when I was growing up, and I've had nothing but electrical problems with them. So I stopped with the Mercedes, and I had a really good experience with Lexus. And my Porsches never broke on me. I just found them very uncomfortable. And that's that. My wife drove them. I never drove them. I had two 911s. I probably drove that car 10 times. Couldn't stand it. All right. Love the car. Just didn't fit me right. Yeah, just one of those days. T-Bus had a Lexus and he loved it. I think he's going to go back to a Lexus. He's driving Mercedes right now. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about what happens after we have our hit list, hot list, whatever you want to call it. So the first thing I better do is give you stocks on the hit list, and then we can move from there. Okay. So let's get the TC 2000. Hopefully it's still working. Let me give you those stocks. Okay. Yeah. Funny enough, when I lived in Beverly Hills, I lived there for 8 years in the most expensive area of Beverly Hills, and the most driven car there was a Lexus. It wasn't a BMW, it wasn't a Mercedes, it was a Lexus. This is before the Lexus became really frisky. They were a little more toned down. This is the last generation, not this one. I moved here so I wouldn't have any kind of a, but everybody, I mean, like 65, 70% drove. Wonder if Tebow still has it. No, he doesn't have his Corvette. He doesn't drive anything like that. No, no. Okay, so let me give you shorts. Okay, Docu. These are my shorts. These are stocks I'm looking right now for shorts, and then we'll give you longs, and then we'll go through them and see which one is qualified. So DocuSign, Lulu, CNC. This CNC has been on our list forever now. Yeah, and folks, please feel free to post for everyone, okay? You don't have to post privately. You can post publicly, okay? All right. CNC, CDNA. Oh, wow. This one looks great. Okay, well, we'll get into all that in a minute. You all you need to do for now is just write these down. These are actually my watch list stocks. These are stocks that I'm looking at and I'm trading right now in real time, or that I've gathered so far this morning. I'm not giving you some bogus list. I'm literally giving you stocks off my watch list right here. They're literally, this is my watch list right here. So there's no hanky panky. There's no trying to confuse you. And if you're in the pit, then a lot of these would look familiar to you anyways. AMN. Now, I have not screened these for earnings. I have not screened these for anything. These are just stocks on a daily chart. And we talked Monday and Tuesday about how to select the dailies. But you want to write these down right now. Write these down. AMN, PRGS. That's a beauty right there. I actually like a lot of these. Good for you, Omar. Go ahead and grab that map. OSPN. I've never traded this stock before. I don't even know. I don't think I even know what this stock does. Okay. That's my short list. Now let me give you my long list, okay? Phil says, have had good luck with Corvettes, Lotus, and Ferraris, expensive parts. Yeah, my dad used to used to fix, he used to fix everything, but he used to have a shop in Hollywood, right across Hollywood Forever. And he used to fix all the cars for the movie stars on the set on Paramount. Al Bundy, Ted Danson, all those guys. They were all his clients. He has all of their thing in his. But he used to specialize in Saabs and Volvos, and I don't know why he didn't specialize in Ferraris and Porsches, but Saabs and Volvos. My dad's really good technically, like really good fixing things. Back in Ukraine, when he before he came to America, he was a watchmaster. Yeah. So I didn't get any of that from him. AMD, that's a nice looking stock. REVG, keep an eye on that stock. AMD, we've already traded the stock today. Still like it. Carvana looks good. Hood almost traded this stock instead of AMD, but I like AMD better. Cisco, I like Cisco. CRDO, we've been looking at this stock for a while now. NDAC and MSTR. Okay. Sean, please ask relevant questions to the discussion that we're having right now. If you want to ask me a question about UVXY, please send me an email and I'll gladly, I have a perfectly good email address. Okay, that's the short. So I gave you the short list and I gave you the long list. Okay, so we woke up. I gave you the morning list. You came to the morning show. I gave you my analysis for the stock market. I gave you my analysis for the stock market. I told you today what I believed we were going to do. I told you today I think we're going to make a high in the morning. I was very clear. I did not mince words. I told you that I think the morning is going to be a high. I think that we're going to go back to the 8-day EMA. I did not see a lot of momentum. Go ahead and grab that, Matt. I did not see a lot of momentum coming through. So the market's just coming off. Now, here's the interesting part. Take a look at the quality of the trend. My email is roger@rogerscott.com. That's a very good question. I'm going to post it right here, actually. At rogerscott.com. There you go. So notice something interesting. When we came into the day, when we started, we got a little choppy, and then we started getting really, really steamy. This is real price action. This is real selling pressure right here. This is nonsense. This is real selling pressure. This is not much of selling right here. This is more this right here. See how they overlap each other? Look at the quality of the trend here and look at the quality of the trend here. If you're not picking up on this, then you are not reading price action correctly. You need to be picking up on that we started off very choppy. We saw some follow through, and then we've been just kind of, but there's a lot of back and forth here. So aggressive selling, you may or may not remember this morning when I posted the thing, I said there's going to be some support around here. What happened after we reached yesterday's territory? What happened? What happened after we reached the 9-day right here? Let me use, it's easier for me to use because when I point here, see, when I point here at the bottom, we're right here at the 8-day EMA. So there's just not much more downside here. So here's what happened. We got suckered in right here. The longs kept us suckered in for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. Why does Uncle Roger only offset positions during the first half hour of the day? Because that's where you get taken. And then I drew this line for you. I drew this line for you this morning because I told you that's where the gap was this morning, overnight. And on QQQ, I drew it for you right here. We opened above, and then we went above. And look at what happened when we got it on the QQQ. Look what happened when we're getting into yesterday's range. How we're starting to curve right here. Now, the QQQ has a lot more space to go. A lot more space to go. But somebody was asking why Matt put that trade on this morning. Look where QQQ stopped. Highs, yesterday's lows, pre-market highs, pre-market lows make support and resistance levels for day traders. I'm going to repeat that again. Yesterday's high, yesterday's low. I mean, if it's relevant, obviously the low of yesterday is completely irrelevant here, but yesterday's high is very relevant. The area where we gapped up last night is very relevant. I drew that for you here on all the indices, including the mega caps. Remember this morning? What happened when we came right to that area? We stopped. Gap, that's the opening. That's the opening of the over. This is overnight opening right here. We stopped right there in its tracks. The SPY didn't stop, but the SPY slowed down right when we got into yesterday's range and when we hit the 8-day EMA right here. That's the 8-day EMA right there. Right there. See that? Okay. So we have our so where are we now? Okay, I think we're not really bearish. I mean, the market is down 0.8 right now. As a matter of fact, I think the market is starting to turn around. The volt is going higher right now. ADD is now at 133, which means it's nothing. I also told you this morning, if we're going to stay here, we're gonna have a trend day. We didn't stay here. We started going down immediately, immediately, immediately. So this was giving me a validation. This was giving me a validation of what I was telling you this morning. Okay. So we're still making higher highs. And it doesn't, just the fact that we hit the 8-day EMA doesn't mean we're going to stop here. And again, I'm not really all that bearish right now. And the VIX is not really running away with the circus. It's just kind of sitting here at yesterday's levels. We don't have much momentum. Most stocks are where they closed. So the way I'm looking from where I'm sitting, we have a two-sided market, which means we can easily trade long and short. Do we have a strong bias one way or another right now? No. Okay, good. So imagine this morning, I just did my analysis, and this is where we're at. We have a two-sided market. I have my watch list. How do I? Yeah, we don't really have anything. Basically, if a stock really wants to go up, it's going to go up. This market's not going to stop it from going up. If the market really wants to go down, this market's not going to stop it from going down. If the S&P was down 40 points, 50 points, I would say let's not go long right now. You know, but when the market's not doing anything, what do I always tell you? You can still trade both sides as long as you find stocks that are making waves. They have to have a little extra woomph, a little extra volume. If the S&P is going up like crazy, do I really need to have a lot of volume on an up stock? No, I have the tailwind from the S&P, but I don't have anything from the S&P. So I need to find stocks that can stand on their own. Now, do I look for stocks that could stand on their own at any given time? No, I only do that when the market's not doing anything. You understand? In other words, if there's a 100-mile-per-hour wind, I'll rent a sailboat. If there's no wind, I'm not going to be looking at sailboats. Capiche? Okay, so the market's basically neutral. It's not helping or hurting us today. Okay, good. Good to know. Okay, we don't have a real strong bias right now. The market has no idea what it wants to do with itself. Matter of fact, it's trading right near the 8-day EMA, which is the average price of the last 5 days. So, I mean, how much more average can we get than that, right? We have been trading spreads, Cyrus. We just did that KView. Who made money on KView? Let Cyrus know who made money on KView. Heck, maybe Cyrus made money on KView. I don't know. So now we have our analysis of the market. We have our watch list. Okay, so now let's pull up. Now the market's not really bearish, and we're trading above the 8-day EMA. So I'm really not, and it looks like it bottomed out. So I'm not really going to look for shorts right now. I'm just not. I don't really feel that bearish right now. And there's no momentum to the downside either, by the way. So let's just kind of quickly look through our longs, okay? Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to pull up my Pro Trader dashboard. Now, I always tell you guys that I'm using the Pro Trader dashboard, but so it's not end of day right now. It's beginning of the day. I mean, middle of the day right now. So we're just going to use our 5-minute. You can see it's populating here. It used to take 10 minutes on my other computer. Now it's very, very quickly, and boom, there it goes. So now I want to see if any of my bullish stocks are somewhere in the top right here, top area. And right now, it's kind of fun to find stocks. The market's not strong. So if a stock is strong, there's got to be something to it. So what I'm going to do is this. We've done this before, and we may find the trade. You never know how things go. Sandra, you got 13 for KView? How dare you? Wow. Here, let me, you got the best price. You really made out like a bandit. Here. Matt, get that, would you?
Got it.
I'm going to post that in the Telegram channel. Look at this. You made out like a bandit. Hold on, let me Sandra, look what I just wrote in the pit for you. Looks like Sandra made out like a bandit. Here. Let me put a little heart for you. All right? There you go. Hey, at least you made money, David. I told you don't pay more than 10 and you listened. Okay, so here's I just took a screenshot. I took a screenshot of this, okay? I did that so that I could look at this and just put this above me and look at it at the same time, okay? So, first things first. First things first. Well, right now, actually, is AMD anywhere on here? Let's see. Do you guys see AMD? I don't see AMD anywhere up here. Okay. Do we see REVG? REVG, REVG? I don't see it. Do we see Carvana here? I don't see Carvana. Okay. Do we see Hood up here? And I'm just very quickly looking through it. Monster's up there? Where's Monster? Where's Monster? I don't see it. I don't see it right now. 12 is good, Wesley. 12 is good. 12 is good. I'm going to post this for you. There you go. 12 is good. Listen, if you bought at 9, say, right? The average price was 9. Lowest was 8, highest was 10, average was 9, and you sold at 12. You made like 35%. Let's see here. Do I see it? I don't see anything here. NDAQ. Do I see NDQ? No. All right, so let's look at stocks that are on here. So I'm just going to go and can you leave the zone and pit Telegram for trades and post your brags in your regular Telegram? Uh, Sometimes, Katie. If it doesn't have to do with Phil's, yes. Post your brags. I'm posting commentary, not my brags, other people's brags, Katie. I'm not the one doing any bragging. I'm just reposting what people are posting. You see, Katie, I want you to pay attention entire day. All right, so let's now look at the stocks that are on this list and see if there's anybody on there. All right. It's great to show how others are doing. It's great. Yeah, I thought so too, John. Down the scan. All right. All right. Let me go back to my images. There we go. I'll put this up here. TFX. Nope. Okay. Definitely not. Looks great on a 5-minute, but looks crappy here. Remember, we want to find something that looks good here. So let's continue. PKG. Mm-mm. Pinched between these two. Okay. SJM. Not above the 200-day moving average. Now, as I'm going through all of these stocks right here that are on the top, notice all of them look amazing on a 5-minute chart. Okay. But right here, I'm looking at these now, okay? I'm looking at these now. All right, all right. I'll try to post all of them in the but I'm not posting my brags. I'm posting people's testimonials. All right, Cyrus. So let's continue. Let's continue. I don't want to get caught up in the chat. Let's continue. SMJ is not good. AMCR. Nope. Why? 200-day moving average is above us. Okay. He's on vacation, HG. He's on, it's his anniversary. It was planned a long time ago. Okay, next one is IP. So far, I haven't found one good one. IP looks bad. KHC, no, pinched, not above the American flag, not above. All the stocks that look amazing on a 5 minute don't look good on a daily. KDP, AWK, GIS, VTRS. What's amazing is I'm giving people like no losers in that pit, but people still find something to argue about. All right. The flags. I thought the yellow. I thought these signs help, guys. No, right here. Whenever I give a trade or say something important, I always put this next to it. See, doesn't that help? You never, Jan. Have you ever thought about these things that I post? All you have to do is look at these. See, look, I'm scrolling. Oh, there it is. See, yeah, I thought that took care of that, but I guess not. But that's what I do. If I have something important to say, like really important, I post these things. Okay, good. All right, all right. Anyways, I'll try. I'm trying to do the best that I can, guys. I really, I am. Really, I don't think I could do much better in that program. All right, let's continue. That's VTRS, CCK. Looks great, but it has to get above the 50-day moving average. We got SQM. This one looks good. So SQM, I'll put a little red thing next to SQM. Let's look at the next one. STZ. Nope. Look how many we can eliminate just by the fact that they're below the averages, right? NVS. Nope. Between averages. Coca-Cola. Nope. Pinched. DTE. Ooh, look at DTE. Okay, when we look at DTE, what's the first thing that we notice about the chart? How about we, Patria, how about we focus on my list? Okay, Wiki. Good, good. What else? Choppy, 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 choppy. That's the first thing I noticed when I saw it. You guys are getting better at this. You guys don't even realize how much better you're getting at looking at charts than you did. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember a year ago or 2 years ago before you started really looking at charts? Do you now see the difference between how you used to look at charts and now? Some of you cringe at your picks from 2 years ago. I told you. All right, let's continue. BHP, not looking bad. Gappy, 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 gappy. But we'll put this on our list. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll try to put the reason I put all the ones there today is because I wanted you guys to see what other people are getting filled at. It wasn't because of the accolades, but I'll try to put it over there. All right, BHP. I didn't think it was an issue, but all right. CMC. Nope, nope, nope. PEP. Nope, 200-day right there. AbbVie. Nope, needs to break out of this area here. You too, Omar. Take care. Have a great, great evening, okay? Send me an email if you have a question. Okay. Kevin, you do realize sometimes I can't wait to give you the alert, and I think about him afterwards. I'm trying to get the alert out. That's the reason for that. All right. I'm just trying to be fast. Good, good. Well, it looks like a lot of people are seeing benefits. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, none of these stocks look good. The only stocks out of this list that looked good were SQM and BHP. And that goes with, let me just tell you what that goes with. That goes with the fact that ADD, only 255 stocks are above yesterday's closing. This is very low momentum. And when you look here, and I showed you this morning when we looked at Stock Fetcher, I showed you something interesting. I showed you that there was hardly any stocks making 52-week highs. I showed you that there was hardly any stocks making 20-week highs. I showed you that there was hardly any stocks making 50-day highs, and there was like a little more. There was like 135 this morning, which isn't a lot. And now there's only 100 stocks making. What does this tell us? This tells us that the market is doing this. The Pro Trader dashboard is telling us that there's hardly any picks right now. Okay, so this ADD, the ADD, the Pro Trader dashboard, okay, and market internals are telling us exactly the same thing. Also, this is not helping. But Roger, the market's just a hair from an all-time high. How can this be? 50% of stocks are just not in play right now. What do you mean they're not in play? They're sitting around the 200-day moving average. Did you see every one of these stocks where they were? They were all inside the American flag. You don't have broad momentum right now. Now, I just said the exact same thing four different ways. This told me that there was no momentum. This is telling me that there's no momentum. Look at NASDAQ 100, 47.56. Do you think a lot of stocks are moving when 50% are above and 50% below the 50-day moving average? That's like having half of your stocks here and half of your stocks here. What are they going to be ultimately? Right here in the middle. Capiche? Do you guys understand? They're grounding each other. The strongs and the weaks are grounding each other. You don't have 80 or 90% here. You don't have that at all. You're mixed right now. You don't have directional bias right now. But Roger, the market is near all-time highs. How can that be? Well, do you remember this little thing called MAGs? Doesn't the market look like MAGs? Look at SPY. Look at QQQ. Look at MAGs. When you strip the MAGs away, you get this. Sitting at the 50-day moving average. This is really what the market's looking like right now. And when I look at market internals, that's what they're expressing right now. This is what they're expressing right now. That's not a strong market. That market does not look like that. The only reason that looks like that is because of this. And after they opened, look at where they're right now. Remember I drew this line for you? Do you see how I gave you an analysis from a totally different perspective and we ended up exactly in the same place? So whether you're coming to my morning show, whether you're using the Pro Trader dashboard, whether you're using market internals, if you know how to read the market or at least looking for confirmation, they're all going to tell you the same thing. The only time they get out of whack is when these mega caps start influencing the market. See, if you strip away these mega caps, you're here. You're here. You're here. That does not look like now what does that look like to you? To me, this looks like an index that's really choppy and doesn't have a lot of directional bias. Spread time. Also, we're in the middle of earnings. So all of this should make perfect sense. All of this should make perfect sense. So what type of trades do I usually do during earnings when markets are doing this? We do time spreads, we do strangles, and we do straddles. Let me spend a few minutes talking about that. I'm talking about everything we do in the pit. Now, don't get me wrong. We still do plenty of directional trades. This week, for example, we had NVIDIA. Can somebody tell me what we traded in the pit this week? We traded NVIDIA. We traded AMD. We traded, what else did we trade? We traded, it gets away from me. We traded a lot of things, and I look at a lot of stocks. Oracle, thank you, Oracle. And do we look at Palantir? Was it Palantir or something else? Nvidia, Oracle, uh, Geo, KNUE. Right, Geo. Nobody got filled on Geo. KView, Geo, and something else. We traded something else. But the point is, we always have one or two stocks that we trade, and then the bonus trades. So now I'm going to explain the bonus trades to you. Okay, I'm going to explain to you the bonus trades. Okay. Okla, thank you, Tammy. Okla, I forgot about Okla. See, that's what I mean. I forget things. CSX and Okla. Yes, 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 yes. I forgot about that. Okay, okay. So what are these? What are these time spreads? How are we always making money in these time spreads? So let me give you an example. Okay, I want to explain to you what these time spreads are. So let's look at KView. So KView had earnings today. If you bought a call on KView and you would have spent about $3 or $4, you would have lost that $3 or $4. You wouldn't have made any money. Your option would be worth about 50 cents right now. So let me show you what we do, and this is a market maker move. You're looking for what is called a volatility crush, and this is a non-directional strategy. Now, I'll explain it to you right now in details. We do this in the pit all the time. I think our win rate's about 80% on these. The beautiful thing about this strategy is, in theory, it has an unlimited profit potential and a very, very limited risk. Usually, when you trade earnings, you're either right or you're wrong. In this case, a lot of things have to happen for you to lose money. That's what I like about it. A lot of things have to happen, and usually we get in for 10, 20 cents. Now, the good news is everything I just explained to you. The bad news is that you can only do these during earnings because these are earnings trades, right? So one of my copywriters he didn't beg me, but he's like, look, you got to, people love this program. I mean, they're making bank and it's like pennies on the dollar. I'm like, okay. And what are they going to do when we don't have earnings season? Scratch their butts? So that's why I'm putting it here. It's not a pit trade. It's just bonus trades. Maybe one day I'll do like a straddle strangle and a time spread service. That'll be very popular because we can do strangles and straddles all the time. But time spreads you can only do during earnings, and I'll explain to you how I do it. Okay. So let's say you think KView is going to go up or is going to stay pretty much where it is right now or go down. Okay. Yeah, they're called calendar spreads everywhere, Tammy. The word time spread is a for people who've been doing this for a long time. That's the correct terminology. It's time it's calendar spreads. It's a short-term earnings calendar spread, also known as a time spread. Okay. So Docu was on my short list this morning. It was actually the first stock on my short list this morning. Right here. All right. So let me give you an example. We bought the 2150 and we sold the 2150. So we sold the 2150 expiring tomorrow, and we bought the 2150 expiring next Friday. Okay. So let's say today, this morning, KView opened at 2140. Okay. This would be worth like 10 cents. And this would be worth like 25 cents or 30 cents. Basically, we'd be able to get out at like 20. So we got in between 8 cents yesterday, favoring this side. We had a debit of 8 to 10 cents yesterday. Okay. So this was more expensive than this by 8 cents. Okay. Today, people here are panicking now because look at where it's at 2176. This doesn't have a lot to go. It only has 26 cents of intrinsic value. So this is actually priced at 14 cents right now. Okay. Point is this. So let's say that this opens below 2150. It didn't, but let's say it did today. Okay. It's moving in our favor, but let's say it opened up. Well, you'd probably be able to close that spread for double. Yeah, double for 20, 30, 40 cents. Because this would have almost no value and this would still have a week till expiration. Mm-hmm. Now, here's an interesting scenario. Let's say you put on that spread yesterday for 8 cents, 10 cents, just whatever it is you put it on for, 8 to 10 cents. And let's say today this closes below 21.50. How about it closes at 21.49? Well, this expires worthless, right? And your 21.50 here has a full week. And it's still worth about 40 cents. And you paid 8 cents for this whole package. So imagine this is worth nothing and this is now worth 40 cents. You just made 350% return. How about this? This expires today at 21.40 because we closed below 21.50. We closed at 21.49. This expires worthless. And next week, this thing goes up to $23. You just made 1,000% return. Pretty cool, right? Geo never got filled, Catherine. Why talk about a trade that nobody filled? Nobody filled. Nobody bought Geo at the purchase price I told them to buy. So why would I be talking about it? Why not talk about a trade that everybody got filled in? But you did. What price did you get filled in? Did you follow the rules? Or did you get in at my exit price? Send me an email. Send me an email. Let's take a look here. All right, let's take a look. Let's go to Geo. Let's go to Geo. Geo. Let's go to Geo. Wasn't Geo a in this oh no, wrong channel. Sorry. Okay. Geo. All right. Do not spend more than 24 cents. Catherine, I'm going to tell you this again. Do not pay more than 24 cents. Catherine paid 30 cents. She didn't follow the instructions. So therefore, Catherine, as I said before, nobody got filled on Geo. So let's move on back to the example that I was giving where everybody got filled. Catherine, please try to follow instructions. I know it's not easy sometimes, but please try to follow instructions. There was a price of 24 cents there, not 30, 24 cents. All right. Let's move on. So let's go to an example where everybody got filled so everybody can participate. Okay. All right. So, everybody got filled on this. I mean, I had about 100 emails. Everybody got filled on this between 8 and 10 yesterday. Why bother with pennies and profits? Folks, can you educate Perry right now? Can somebody educate Perry? I think Perry took the, Perry missed school. Hey, Perry, if you did something at 10 cents and you got out at 14 cents, you made 40% on your money. What did you say about pennies? Pennies on the dollar? Most people made 40%, 20% on their money. Does that sound like pennies to you? Right. Thank you, Wild Ranger. That's what I thought. Yes, Perry, times 10 contracts. Folks, can you let Perry know how much money you made and correct him? This is why I don't focus on Telegram channel. People are driving me nuts. Perry forgot simple math. Perry, you think people bought one contract for $100? People bought 10, 20, 30 contracts. So they spent 3,000, they made 3,500. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Perry. Perry. Those are like the best trades, Perry. Are you kidding me? So an average person bought a 10 lot. They got in at $800. They got out at $1,200. Does that sound like pennies to you? $250 on 2 cents. Yeah. It's not pennies. It's 40%, Perry. So let's go back here. So Perry, let's say that you spent $800 because you bought 10 contracts and it closed at 21.49. And let's say it opens at 23 before Friday of next week. This penny that you made here is now worth $3.50. So your $800 is now worth, you know how much, Perry? Wait for it now. Wait for it now. $12,000, Perry. Does that sound like pennies, Perry, to you? $800 to $12,000 for this to go here by next Friday? Does that sound like pennies to anybody except for Perry? Perry, 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 Perry. 800 to 8,000, 12,000. You see, Perry, if this went from here, so if this doesn't do anything today and this expires worthless, that you bought for 8 pennies, it becomes worth it becomes worth $2.80. You spend 8 pennies, it's now worth $2.30. Me too, Michael, me too. Yeah, I had somebody send me an email at night. Who cares about these bonus trades? Like Matt did a bonus trade the other day. Here, I want to show you this. I almost fell off my chair. Maybe he was drinking. I don't know. But you see right here, when Matt did a lottery trade last night at 9 cents, and then he got filled at 12 cents. Well, somebody took $900 and made and sold it for 1,200, made $300 in about 7 minutes. Perry, remember, each penny is times 100, and then each contract, and then times another 100. So 10 contracts, you're at $800. That 8 pennies is $800. My bonus trades are averaging 95 success rate. I take all of them. Would you repost that, Michael? Okay, so folks, do you like the trade? So let's talk about the trades. So I got a question for you guys. I got a good question. I'm going to do a class for you right now, but I have a question for you. A very, very important question. How, for people who are in the pit, so why do we need to get out at 14? Because Art, I don't want your ass to get exercised and complain on the Saturday because you don't know how to get out of a stock position. That's why. Because you'll be the first one emailing me because you're not paying attention. So you're going to get an email, and then I'm going to get an email. Roger, I have a debit of $15,000 in my account. How do I get out? Oh, just press the exercise button. That's why, Art. I got to think about your complaints ahead of time. Remember, I have to perceive your actions ahead of time. Now, pay attention and pay good attention and stop wasting time. Okay. All right. What did we learn during this session? Well, we learned that if you follow instructions, then if you don't follow instructions, you're going to get filled on trades that Roger does not get filled on. We learned that if you buy for 8 cents, that actually equals about $800, and you could sell for $1,300 or $1,400 or maybe even $8,000 if you follow instructions. And we've also learned that the pit hardly has any losers. We also learned for me to post the yellow signs. But I want to ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever in your life experienced anything remotely like the pit? Which equals me trading, got exercise on a trade, not Roger's broker, made me buy 200,000 of SPY. There you go. Have you guys had anything ever remotely, and post for everyone, have you ever had anything remotely in your world? Have you ever experienced anything remotely similar to the pit? Come on, let's not all be so negative here. Wild Ranger's like never, Tammy never, I've never had an experience as good as the pit, Ellen no. Well, Benjamin, the best is yet to come. What about people on YouTube? Matt, post a link to the channel. We're about to evict them. Glenn says there's nothing like the pit. Robert says the pit is fire. Catherine says no. Christopher says the pit is not the pits. No service has been as responsible as this one. Now, let me explain to you why the pit is so good. Because Uncle Roger is in there 8 hours a day giving you trades. That's the channel where I do everything myself. So almost always winners. Pit, hell no, Murmis says. I'm going to repost this. Now, you're in a public channel right now. You could write whatever you want. Remember that. You could write whatever you want. Okay. Okay. So if you ever get exercised on your short, there's a little button that says exercise my long and think or swim. You press that button, you exercise, and they cancel each other out. And you keep your premium too. The pit paid for my Audi. David, I like that. Del Rey, I like that. I finally started making money with Roger. I can't write trades we're in. We don't have any trades, Joel. You don't have to write anything. We don't have any trades in the pit. So you can write all the trades in the pit. Do you have any trades in the pit? Now you see somebody like Joe just write something like this. Can't write trades we're in. Sure you can. I encourage you to write every trade that we're in the pit. Please, I want to know every trade we're in the pit, Joe. Everyone. Now there's only 520 people here. You would think that somebody would write a criticism about the pit, except for not writing the yellow signs. That's the criticism I got. We took Greg and it dropped like a rock. Really? We took Craig in the pit? Really? Let's see. Let's see. I love when people spam me. I love when they do that. Let's see. Let's see. Craig. Hey, there's no Craig in the pit. Do you know why? Because we didn't take Craig in the pit. Joel Z, stop spamming me. We never took a Craig in the pit. I know it's not a pit trade, but he didn't. So I'm letting him know. Now we're going to start the same question again. I'm talking about my pit. Is the pit like the best thing you've ever had since sliced bread? And no, CREG is not from the pit. Thank you. Thank you for redeeming yourself, Joanne. So now, do you guys want to know about the best program that's ever been around? I'm going to talk about it right now. Now, the pit kills it. We haven't had a loser this month. We had, I think, 4 losers this year. The person who said that I did had a loser on CREG has corrected himself. Joel has seen the error in his ways by realizing we don't have any open positions in the pit. And the AMD trade, your runner got closed with a mega profit, as I will show you right now. People just love to throw things my way, but I've been rebutting and rebuking all of you. For example, AMD has reached final profit target. Get out at profit and send Roger a nice email. Well, now see, Name is asking a good question. The only thing you should be asking yourself right now is, how the hell do I join the pit? That's the only thing you should be asking yourself, because we've had 600 people here, and the only complaint I got was, please put those yellow things in the channel. Have you guys not had a 100% win rate this on all the issue trades for the last month? Yes. Have you not had a 94.2% win rate on 381 trades? You have. Come on, throw it at me. Give me your complaints. Look, there's 500 people here, 486 people. Can't somebody throw a complaint at me? Cyrus says, I think the pit is your best program. Maybe, Dave, if you behave yourself. Mostly take bonus trades on the pit. Please keep on giving them. Marie, why don't you take the regular ones? What happens to the regular ones? Too many to brags posted. All right, Katie. Katie, if that's the best you could do, God bless. Now, folks, where's the info in the pit, Mike? It's coming your way right now. I'm about to talk about it. So, folks, I'm about to talk about the pit. And my suggestion is you should probably listen to this and pay attention. Yes, tell me how to get into the pit. I'm going to tell you right now how to get into the pit. Okay? So I'm going to not listen to the chat. I'm going to talk about the pit right now for about the next 20 minutes. I highly recommend you listen to me right now, okay? We've had a 94.2% win rate, not including the trades we've taken this week, which have all been winners, not including the bonus trades, which have all been winners. But what would you say the pit? It's apples and